Well, hello everyone. I hope you're having a great day today, and I trust that you are putting your faith in God and believing that He has great things in store for you all day long. Welcome to Thursday's edition of Take 5. So this week we're breaking on down on a subject that's pretty tough to deal with, and that is patience. We actually pulled the title Through Faith and Patience from Hebrews chapter 6, verse number 12. It says, "Do not be lazy, but imitate those who through faith and patience inherit the promise." It takes all of that to get to the promises of God. To get out of this season into the next, it's through faith and patience. We talked about how necessary it is to go through these things. We can't go over them, around them, under them, or anything like that. We've got to go through. Faith is a necessity here because that's the only way we get to the next step in our life, the next phase that God has for us. And then faith cannot stand alone. It runs with its first cousin, patience. And the two run parallel just like railroad tracks, and you can't find one without the other. And when you find one, you should find the other. Patience is not just waiting and enduring. It's how we wait. It's how we endure. Patience is the godlike character that we express and we show forth as we wait and endure through the trials of life. A lot of times we go through things, but we don't go through things well, do we? We go through them and we fight and struggle and throw fits and get upset and make everybody mad, and nobody can stand to be around us. And that's simply because we don't have patience. But we've learned some things. We've learned that faith will always build patience, and patience will always add to us the character traits and the integrity and the Christian nature that we need. It will always do that. Yesterday we read from Romans 5, and I want to take those verses and throw them together in our terminology to set the scene for where we're going today. He says this: "We rejoice in the glory of God, but we also rejoice in our tests, our trials and afflictions, because we know that it will require patience to endure them. And when we display biblical patience," here it is now, make sure you catch this. "When we display biblical patience, it will prove that we are who we say we are, and we have what we say we have. This verifies the reality of the hope that we have in Jesus Christ." So that's what patience does. It validates our faith. It proves that this experience that we say we have is absolutely real. I cannot express to you enough how important it is to have integrity and Christian character and the right attitude when we go through the trials of life. I can't express to you how important it is. One of the best examples of that is found in the life of Job. I want to take a minute and read. I'm going to read a little more than I usually do, but I want you to get the story and listen to what's actually being said about old brother Job. Job was a blessed man. He was a godly man. And somewhere along the way, God and Satan had a meeting, and the Lord said to Satan, "Have you noticed my servant Job, that there's no one on earth like him? He is good and faithful. He respects God and refuses to do evil." Now first of all, I should think that we should count ourselves blessed if God even would allow Himself to have a conversation about us with the devil. That God would put His finger on us and say, "Have you considered my servant whoever?" Now that's saying a lot there. So Satan answered the Lord and said, "But Job has a good reason to respect you. You always protect him and his family and everything that he has. You've blessed him and made him successful in all that he does. But if you were to destroy everything that he has, I promise you that he would curse you to his face." We get a little clue right there as to what the devil's after. It sounds like to me that he's more interested in Job's character than he is in anything else. So the Lord said to Satan, "All right, do whatever you want with anything that he has, but don't hurt Job." He put limitations on it. So Satan left the meeting. He went out and he destroyed all of his livestock, all of his camels, his oxen, his donkeys, everything that he had, his sheep, destroyed it all, destroyed a lot of his property, killed all 10 of his children. He did all of this in one day. I mean, this was a bad day. Now here's Job's response. Here is how Job is enduring his trial. He said, when I was born into this world, I was naked and I had nothing. When I die and leave this world, I will be naked and have nothing. The Lord gives, the Lord takes away. Praise the name of the Lord. And even after all of this, Job didn't sin and he did not accuse God of doing anything wrong. Whoo, man, this guy held on to his integrity. He is enduring well. I wonder, would you endure that well if something like this, of this caliber, if it happened to you? Well, Satan wasn't satisfied there. He had another little meeting, and the Lord said to Satan, have you considered my servant Job? There's none like him on the earth. He's blameless, he's upright, he fears God, he turns away from evil. Listen to this. And he still holds fast his integrity, although you incited against him to destroy him without cause. God said he still holds on to his integrity. He's telling us what patience is. He's telling us what the devil's after. He's after his character. He's after his integrity. He's after his attitude. So Satan answered the Lord and said, skin for skin, all that a man has, he'll give for his life. But stretch out your hand now and touch his bone and his flesh, and he'll curse you to your face. Again, we get the idea that Satan's after his character. So the Lord said to Satan, behold, he's in your hand. Just don't kill him. Again, God put limitations on him. So Satan went out from the presence of the Lord and struck Job with loathsome sores from the sole of his foot to the crown of his head. So that Job took a piece of broken pottery with which to scrape himself as he sat in ashes. And then his wife said to him, here it is again, do you still hold fast your integrity? Why don't you just curse God and die? But he said to her, you speak like one of the foolish women would speak. Shall we receive good from God and not evil as well? And all of this, Job did not sin with his lips. Did you hear everything that was happening there? Friend, I don't know if you're aware of it or not, but Satan had no interest in Job's children. He didn't want his livestock. He didn't want his wealth. He didn't want his health. He didn't want his possessions. Satan wanted his integrity. He wanted his character. He wanted his attitude, because that joker knows that if he can get our integrity and our attitude and our character, the next thing he'll get is our faith. And that's why patience is so important. I realize that when our faith is tried, it builds patience, and then patience adds to us the character that we need. But patience is really what's keeping our faith intact, because our faith's always going to be tested. It's always going to be tried. It's always going to go through something. So patience is what's keeping that intact. And that's what the devil's after. He's not after your stuff. He's not after your job. My friend, he is after your integrity. Hey, well, we'll talk some more about this tomorrow and wind this thing up on Friday. I look forward to being with you right here on tomorrow's edition of Take 5. Till then, God bless you. Have a great day. Whatever you do, don't let the devil steal your integrity. That is the patience that is building your faith, my friend. Hold fast. God's going to see you through this.